Hey, Sarah.
Good morning. Took me a while to find the mute button.
No worries, no worries. Just trying to get my lighting right here too, so it's not too bright. Should have a couple others show up, but we'll give them a few minutes. How's your summer going so far?
It's been good. It's been good. Went up to DC this week and kind of wandered around and hung out in Alexandria. So
Oh, nice, nice. That's a nice town.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very pretty. Yeah.
So you're in Virginia, or okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Virginia Beach. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really have a beach?
They do have a beach. I'm not on the water. I can't afford real estate.
Well, hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're very pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you like painting animals, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And things. So, okay. Well, that's what I was going to start concentrating on. I got to, just Saturday mornings and stuff. It seems like, it's getting harder and harder to get people here on Saturday morning, especially in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
They all come back in the fall. But so I tell you, we'll just treat ourselves and paint animals here for the summer. Paint some nice animals.
That'd be fun.
And yeah, it should be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're going to be doing them like this one we're going to be doing today. It's sort of in a landscape, so it's not all about the chicken here. We're going to be painting. It's going to be a little bit about, more about how they interact with their landscape and stuff. So it should be fun. It'll be really great. Okay, here we go. Allison wants in. Okay. Joining. Okay. Somehow I messed this up, and when I set this up, I hit something wrong. So I'll have to go back and fix this meeting thing up, so you guys don't have to sit there and wait in the waiting room. But anyway, so today we're going to be painting chicken and water. I know I sent you guys in the PDF that goes with this class and stuff. I sent out it had a dog and a cat in it, a cat looking at a dog sitting on a couch, sleeping on a couch, which is really a great shot, great light. I really want to paint it. But today we were supposed to go out of town tomorrow, so it's like I only had today to do a painting and finish it before I leave it. So I usually don't like to go back into a painting too much when after it's dry. I like to get all the good stuff in when it's wet. And that's what I think I can do on this one, where the other one I thought was a little more tedious. There's some two animals and lighting and things. I figured was going to take just a little bit too much time to get there. So that's why we went with this one. I found this one. This is a great shot. This is from Isle of Skye. You can tell that's a Scottish hen, right? Everybody can tell
definitely.
that, right? Definitely a Scottish hen, red hair, stuff, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. And good teeth, which the Scots are famous for.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this is a friend of mine up in Skye. His name's Dave Deemer. He paints up there. He paints wonderful landscapes. He's a really fabulous artist. But he takes great photos too, and he puts them up on this our site, artists reference site on Facebook, and he puts up some good ones there. And he put up this one, and I said, "Oh man, that'd be great! I love the color in it." Sorry, I'll pull it up too here in a second. But I just loved the color in it. I liked what was going on. I cropped into it a little bit too, just to make it just a little more about the hen than about the whole scene, because the hen was really small. So that's why it's just a little soft. Here, let me pull it up. Yeah, there it is. It's a really nice shot. I love the way everything comes back and points to the hen from each direction. You have your little pointers here going in here, pointing to this guy. So that's really great. That just makes everything just a little bit easier. The hen itself is always going to be the hard thing to do, but also about this shot, making sure you have a focus when you do this, because you got a lot of water, different colors of water. You got grass, you got rocks, and then you have the hen. So a lot of times you can get lost in all the background stuff and kind of forget about the hen, which I do a lot. But then as we will in this one, the hen will probably come in at the end and save the day, hopefully, right? The colors of the water. Okay, I'm painting a dog for a workshop coming up next week on Thursday, and it's all about water and reflections and light. This one's almost a prelude to it, because it has a lot of the same kind of qualities of warms and cools going against each other with the ripples and things. And I'll be going over that with you guys as we go about I'll talk about it right now and talk about, ripples. There's a couple of different types of ripples and waves. They start off skinny, go fat, go back to skinny. So it's thin, thick, thin. And that really pretty much is the way they go. They always start off a little skinny. Let me show you good ones up here. These are better ones up here. You can see how they start off, skinny. Let me get my thing right. They start off skinny, go fat, and then head back down to skinny. So it's just a twist of the brush. You start off thin, open your brush up, and then close it down. And that's usually all we have to do on these guys. So it's just repeating it just a little bit over and over and over again. It seems like there could be a lot of work in doing those guys, but really there's work in everything. So we'll be able to get to it pretty quickly and get it right. Okay. Back here. So I'll show you again when we get going on that stuff. But one of the things that, drew me to this thing is really the hen's head against that blue light, but then the warm light, warm shadows coming in and the light hitting that certain rocks and stuff down there, really the bottom just really setting it off. Those are trees probably blocking or causing the warmth in that water. So the sky definitely is coming through here right behind them. Just really nicely set up. That painting could be just, could be so small too. It doesn't have to be all this water. It could be just, about that chick and a couple rocks, the reflection in that blue water. It could have been that tight. But like I said, I was already blowing it up, and as you can start to see, it starts to disintegrate when it gets to the close. But there's enough information on that the chick's head to get us through this. You're not going to be able to do a super realistic chick because you don't have enough information to do like one of those kind of paintings. This is going to be, again, very impressionistic, which is perfect for us because there's not enough information there to force us to stay there and noodle out things, which is always, kind of good thing to do. Is you don't want to, over focus on something, because you could sit there and paint that hen's head so tight that nothing, you don't go anywhere else in the painting. So, but this is a really good design. It just leads you all over in this painting. So that's really going to be really quite helpful. You know, being able to go reach in here and how that works. And then it always comes back around, the shadows start bringing you back around, and we hit the chick with the grasses and everything. So it's going to be quite nice. I think I love the greens against the reds. Really oranges. And one of the little things that we'll be working on, again, warms against cools is really what this is all about. This painting is about. And you can start to see it definitely in this area here. This is a cool area of water. And then, of course, this is a warm area of water. Even in that cool area of water, there is going to be warms against darks or warms against cools going against each other. And you can see it in the rocks, and you can see it in the shadows. Even in the shadows, you have to get rid of this. Let me bring this up. You see these shadows in here, in these rocks, when we get this tight. You don't have to paint all these rocks and things like that. But even in this cool shadows, there are warm spots. There are going to be warmer areas, and that's little warm, you know, especially in the crevices, you're going to find them like in here and here. You know, you're going to find some showing up in rocks, just a little warmth. That's why I always mix up two variations of the colors when we mix up the phthalo green and the alizarin together. That's why I mix up one on the red alizarin side, one on the green side, because of this. Because you can put these two together, and they're going to marry each other. They married color wise, and that they're going to fit in this area so well. You know, you're going to get your warms and your cools, and it's just simple. It's clean. It's simple. It's a great way to go. And, you know, because this is going to be, that could be complicated getting in here and doing this stuff. Okay. So that's about it. You know, yeah, we could sit here and spend all day on this and not even paint, right? Okay. Any questions? Okay. See if I'm missing anybody.
I do. I'm sorry that. Wait.
Yeah.
Wow. I have mega issues with my father's care, so I just will be leaving shortly, unfortunately.
Okay. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's anyway, hopefully we'll get some kind of help this week. Fingers crossed.
Okay.
But nice to see you guys. This is the light in my week.
Oh, thanks. I'm sorry about that too. All right. No problem. But thanks for, just, jumping in real quick. We always like to hear from you.
It was good to see you guys, and it's inspiring as well, and it's nice to have this always in our lives, isn't it?
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, you take her easy and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. And take care. I look forward to seeing your work, Sarah.
Yeah. But we'll have it up there later today, hopefully, right?
Excellent.
Right, Sarah?
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Okay. Let's go over. We'll go over and we'll start mixing these things up. There we go. All right, it's pretty much the same kit. We have titanium white, cad yellow light, cad red light, cad orange. This is ochre yellow. This is ochre. This is gold ochre. Mm-hmm. I usually have regular ochre. That's all I have is gold ochre. This is oxide red light. This is could be a alizarin crimson. I have Rembrandt colors, so it's a rose madder deep. This is again our cobalt blue hue color from Utrecht. Phthalo green, and I do have some transparent oxide red. You know, basically these two reds. This one's just totally different than the regular oxide red light. This is opaque color. This is transparent. It's not very strong, but it does a lot of stuff, just like burnt sienna. Burnt sienna would be a great one to replace it with if you don't have it. Other kits, palette knife, big brush. We're gonna paint pretty much the painting, but then also you got to have your bristle brushes, and then I have some other synthetics that will come in and really help out the chicken, really carve that chicken out at the end and do the rocks, get all those hard, clean spots in the rocks. That's when you use a synthetic. But this stuff you can use for the grasses and you know, a lot of the stuff you need texture. You know, really bristle brushes come in handy for that. Let's put those guys away for now. Oh, paint eraser, right?
Mhm.
Okay, we're set. Okay, put these guys back away. I'm going to put out a little more phthalo green because I just was reusing some. All right. So Sarah, where would you start on this painting? Where would you start mixing colors?
Oh. Well, don't we usually do the phthalo green?
That's a good girl. We do start on phthalo green. That's all you need to know, right? We start with phthalo green. Okay, good answer. All right. There's a lot of warmth in this guy, but there's coolness too. So I'm going to start off with alizarin and phthalo greens, right? Mm-hmm. Or you could, you know, it doesn't make a difference if you already started with your warms. That's fine. But I'm just going to start off with more. We got a lot of phthalo green in this one. And then this one, I'm going to split this. I don't need that much. I do need the red to show up. So this one will be on the alizarin side. Just a little bit more. It's just a little dark purple yet. So when I pull it out, I can really see a little bit more purple yet. And then this one is just heavily on the phthalo green side. These two colors here, when we add some yellow to them, to these pieces, will also make up a lot of this grass. They'll come out to really nice grass color. So, but these colors here will be just a little bit of white added to them, and you're going to have a lot of the shadows in the water done. Okay, there's a lot of warm though in this thing, so we're going to do the warm side of the water over here. Again, the same thing. One side heavily on the phthalo side, the other side a little bit heavier in the oxide side. We're going to go oxide red. This is a little bit, let me see, I'm going to put it over here. This green one. So that's getting in there. It's a little bit heavy yet. And this will be on my green side. But just a little bit more greener and stuff. Just a little bit. Green. Okay. No white added to any of these colors yet. Same coming up here. We're going to go phthalo green. Now we're going to go to the other side of this. This is the the transparent, or this is the regular light version, and this is going to be the transparent color. So more burnt sienna color. If you have burnt sienna, you don't have transparent. So this is very much more yellow of a color. You can see how that fits in here really well. Might have, and then the green side. This is what I was seeing right on this edge in here, sometimes on this grass edge. A little bit more warmth because I got that green from the grass kind of getting in the water. So it really has a lot of yellow in it. We're up here, you're getting it from trees, but the trees are farther away. So it's a lot, shadows just a little dissipated. Okay. Gonna need a couple blues too. I'm gonna do blue and I'm gonna go with alizarin. I'm gonna have to do a few blues. I'm gonna have to do almost the same thing as I just did with that phthalo green. So I'm thinking some of these blues right in here could go really onto this side. So I really want to have a purple side like this and a blue side like that. So it doesn't have too much alizarin in it, but okay. Now to get some of these other warms, we could be mixing colors for this one the whole day pretty easily. I'm going to go with cad red and blue. This one heavily in the cad red. You know, I'm looking at this red here I got. God, I don't, does not look, it looks more like a, might be a medium. I don't know how they grabbed the medium. I don't think so. Okay, so as you can start to see, we're going to start getting a lot of the reds in the water out of these colors here. This, and I might take that one down. I hate taking it down too much more. I like that warmth, but I do need just a little bit too red. Okay, so that'll get me into a lot of this kind of stuff. You can see it almost. Oh, you could be playing with that for a while. Gotta let white, when we add white to it and stuff. So let that do some work. Other things. Okay, I think that's about it. If I was going to do one more color, it would be phthalo green. Let me do one more because I think we're going to get all the chick out of that too. If I go back to phthalo green and do a cat orange. I think I'm going to get a lot of the grasses too out of this, so I might as well do it. So one, pretty much, with a little bit of phthalo green. This one I'm going to put a lot more cad orange in, so you are going to be able to see that. I thought it was going to hit this right here. I thought it might get closer to this. 1 second, then. That's going to be phthalo green and cad red, in fact. Because that's really it. But really on the red side. Just a little bit of phthalo green. You pretty much nail Maybe still a little bit cat orange. All right. This will also go into the chicken, these colors. So even though I was going for this spot over here, this is also going to be in the chicken. So it's not like I'm trying to save palette space, right? But I know you guys always have trouble with how much palette room you have. So that's what I'm trying to do, save space. But these colors are right here. When we take them down a little bit, they're going to be pretty much the chicken. These colors up here, pretty much all the water and rocks. All right, so we're good so far. Let's split these piles. Save about half for darks, and then we're gonna add white to these colors, these split colors. Think about that value of these. You know, if you squint your eye at it, you can see that almost all this color in here kind of gradates to itself, really right around an 8. 8, sometimes these things will go to 7 too. You know, in between 8, 7, be fine. So that means we're just going to add just a little bit of white. It's still going to be pretty dark on the dark side. There's a lot of shade. And then we'll, out of these colors, we'll figure out what the highlight's going to be. We're going to have to do another mid-tone change in these colors. But it's not going to be too much. These guys down here are going to probably get yellow instead of green. These grasses. Some of these guys up here too are going to be brought down here and give us a couple extra tones of the grasses. Pretty much anything. All those guys are happy a little bit. These guys we're going to get the rocks out of, and a lot of changes. So just a little bit of white added to each one of these guys, just enough to take it to a value of 8 or 7. There you go. There's your 8. You can see how that is. That fits in. You can see how it fits back in here really well. Let's see. That's the green side. This is the red side. Oh man, that nails this whole bottom section. That's what I'm just adding just a hair more color to it. That just nails everything down in here. So it's a beautiful net value. Then, like I said, right in between 8 and 7. Now all these other colors, you know, see, all the hard part's going to be done here because the colors are be mixed. Colors are going to know these colors work together, that these colors have a fabulous relationship. And it won't be hard at all. I mean, just the hardest thing will be to paint it. You don't have to think about color. You don't have to think about any of that stuff. There's your warm, here's your cool. This is almost all right in here is all this bottom part of this painting. Just these guys right in there so far. Just a touch more white, this one. Leave everything I can on that one. Let's see what happens. This one should be interesting. This is oxide, transparent oxide red. Phthalo green. It's going to be able to get into a lot of the greens, and this is where I thought it was going to end up being right in here. right in there in the water, in the warmer side. That's where I thought it was gonna hit. And this is on the green, the transparent side. As you can see, like I said, it's not a super strong color, so it's gonna be just a little bit warmer. And that these two colors gonna be go into this shadow side of the cools up here really nice. All right, all we need now is the brighter, cooler areas. Let's see if we start getting those. This is blue and alizarin together. Just a little bit more. But as you can start to tell, starts to fit in here well. Really good. I might have just a hair too much alizarin in this one. This can be really a pretty. I thought when I saw the shot of David's, I knew it was beautiful. It was going to be beautiful, just because it was a great shot. So, right? All we got to do is paint it. All right, there's a purple. Look at this purple. This is a great purple.
Pretty.
I love this. This is a warm purple too. Purples, greens, grays. You know, this is a good transition. These warm reds here. Great transition to the cooler sections, from warmers to coolers. Okay. Let's see how this fits in here. Just a few spots. Not bad, not bad. Touch more white. All right. These guys. Yeah, I'm just going to add white to these guys too first. They're easy mixes. It's just phthalo green and cat orange and stuff. I'm going to add white to them. I'm going to try and get them up to about a value 4s. It might not be, maybe not quite 4. This, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to keep it dark. Keep it at 5. The orange side easily goes up that color. I mean, goes up to 4s, but it starts to peter out. Okay. Inner grasses, stuff like that. Okay. It's just nice to have these kind of muted colors thrown in there too, so everything doesn't get too bright and sunshiny. And we need some of these muted colors to really make those other ones shiny stronger. There you go. That's a great rock color. That was phthalo green and cad red with white. It's a good mix of both of them because it came down to a nice gray. Even though I have a lot of red in it, it really kind of came down to a nice gray. And you can see it just on a lot of these rocks right in here, right underneath the hen. This is on the red side. These guys, I was thinking also were going to be in this chicken a lot too. We add some yellows to it. Definitely. Let's get a little bit more white in this guy. There we go. Okay. We take these colors up as high as we can take them almost. We'll pretty much get the rocks. And here we're starting to get some chicken colors and some rock colors together. So they're going to play really well together. All right. I need to take these colors pretty much up one more step. I'm going to take them up to really high key, probably 4s. I should be able to get everything I need out of all these guys. I'm not going to probably have to need too much for highlights now. See, phthalo green. This is phthalo green and alizarin together. So the phthalo green side, this is where I was. You can see it back in here really well in the back edge. So definitely good pile of that. So I'm gonna add just a little bit more white. Try to make it just a little bit bigger pile. Okay. Same here with the purple side, the alizarin side of it. You can see it down in here a little bit. You start to get when you start getting rocks and stuff like that, you need to get a little bit, especially when you get them underwater. You're trying not to, you try not to go too bright. So this highlight here, for things underwater, will probably be a mid-tone on anything above water. Okay, phthalo green, oxide red light, phthalo green side. Jesus, not really going anywhere. Yeah, it can be in some places. So I'm just lightening up. I keep saying that I try not to mix up every color, but when I don't, I'm always wishing I had another color. So just do it. This right here, definitely got some rock, lots of rock colors coming out of it. So even having a cool side and warm side, nice to have them. No, I don't need. I'm not going to go take it any higher. Same here. This will help me on the lighter sides of these grasses and stuff. Just trying to sneak up on the light without doing too much, letting the light take over. I think this color and these two colors just too little too close. I'm gonna add a little oxide to this color here to warm it up. And now you have a lot of more, almost all your rock colors. This one's not heavily into it, but you can start to see when we get into the little bit more higher key, how it's going to really play with this stuff. Okay, purples. Anybody else? Okay. This is on the blue side. It's in here. This color was supposed to go a lot bluer. So I'm going to mix up a little bit more. Just steal a little bit of the alizarin from it. And then hit it with white. I'm going to save part of it because I don't need that much. One color I probably did not mix up, which I should have been, where I'm putting in this cool. You get in here. This is what you do. You put this color here. This is just blue, white, just a little bit of alizarin. You put it up here, and it will tell you why it's off. This is in there, but it really makes the other colors, the aqua color, shine through. That tells you it's phthalo green. You're missing phthalo green. So this color here is phthalo green. Oop. The phthalo green side will hit all this stuff here. Just dark. Just needs a little bit of light. And that's getting really close. Just more white. That's really just the sky reflecting down in it. Now you can see I put it in there. It fits. Go just a little bit richer. I'm gonna leave it there. This one's just a little, I'm gonna add just a little bit of it to this, just because it's periwinkle color, just a little bit too much, but it'll get in there. So if I put this, the phthalo green side underneath the shape, put this bluer color farther back in the shape, it'll give me distance. Just in that 2 foot span, I'll be able to get distance. I'm going to pitch that up. That's just added just a little bit too much white to it. Too much green now. So having the colors just right will really get going. Just a hair too much green. All right. All right, chicken. Okay, we've got some basic tones here. This is phthalo green and red. We need a few more oranges, reds, oranges, and stuff like that. So, and a few things else. So I have this oxide. I got this. This is what is this? This is gold. This is ochre, gold ochre. You can see it's almost really perfect for this thing. I'm just gonna put a little bit of white into it. To make gold ochre is just using ochre and just putting a little bit of burnt sienna in it. Would probably do the same thing. That's good. We're gonna start there as our main pen color. For this guy, we're gonna need to go. I'll use this for the darker section. This is the phthalo cad red and phthalo green. Probably should mix up some more of that. So, but we're just gonna go. We just need a few colors besides this one here. I'm gonna split this pile in just 3 places. Keep one as a home pile. This one I'm gonna put some cad red into. It could be a lizard, but. And I'm gonna let it go dark a little bit too, because I do need to get a little darker here. And then the other one I'm gonna go alizarin to. So I have a different red. The alizarin did what I wanted, at least. Went in there and got this a little darker. And then I have a warm to balance off this coolness of this red. Okay, there's my chicken basically. All I got to do is take a little piece of these piles, add white or yellow to them. Let's see what happens. And white or yellow, just looking at this back, the light side of it. And the value there is pretty high. It's pretty much right up around 3s. So might not take a ton of white. You're gonna get a lot of these kind of reds start to pop through at the end. I was seeing this is not high enough. I should have cleaned my knife a little bit better too. Okay. This should get me a lot of places. It just touched the cad yellow side in my knife. Sometimes your knife tells you what to do. There you go. Just gotta believe in your knife. And you get the cooler side. So you just get enough things to make this work. And you might have to really pop these guys a little bit. I'm going to also take the green side over here, some green side of that red. Give me something to balance off these cools. All these really high things. Sometimes that'll help me get me back into things like that. Back tail feathers. When you get up there, it's just kind of like an off-white. You get up there and it will go well with those guys. That's where this whole section here is mostly tail stuff. These guys still probably aren't high enough key. I mean, I hate to take them all the way up there, but you know, taking them all the way up to that high. You know, that's how high they have to go. That height is up to, well, it is a 3. So I just never got these guys up to a 3. I got them mostly probably 4s, 5s. But again, I'm not going to be, when I do this, you don't have to do the whole pile, just do a piece of it. You know, save yourself some color. You never know, you might, these midtones come in someplace else. All right, the last little thing, I really didn't hit the yellow grasses very hard. So if I went, I'm just going to do this section here, just to make some yellow grasses. And I'm just going to, yeah, I haven't even touched my cad yellow, so it's feeling pretty lonely over there. So take these up to about a 3. They're really about 4s, but you can start to see it there. It definitely needs to go higher. They already have a little red in them in these greens, so it's not like, but they still are going to feel very phthalo-y. So you might have to put just a tad touch of cad orange or red into them. I'll get some yellow greens, some red, some regular blue greens out of here. Okay, and that'll be it. Now I'll go through these colors one more time and then we'll get painting. Some mustardy ones. They'll come in handy back in the farther back into the greens. Don't think I'll need this green here. Yeah, it works pretty well. That was just phthalo green and just a little cad phthalo or cad orange. So that should take me through that painting. So that's an easy one to mix up if I run out of space. Okay. Darks again. We'll go through my darks again one more time. Phthalo green, cat, and alizarin. These two are coming down with white to about a 7/8. Coming down a little bit farther. These are more like 5s, 4s and 5s, maybe. A little bit. They really didn't take them too much. There's a lot of shadow stuff. Phthalo green and oxide red light. Green side, red side. You can see it down here better. This is transparent oxide red with phthalo green. This is the green side. This is the oxide red side. Transparent oxide red side. Alizarin and cobalt blue hue. blue side, red side, lizard side. Oops. No, I got into that water area there and I forgot about doing these guys. These purples, Jesus. These be nice, could be some nice colored rocks, you know, always beautiful stuff. This is blue and cad red, blue side, red side, coming down with whites. Yeah, we got phthalo green and cad orange over here, coming down with white. And we got again phthalo green and cad red together. And this is a good mix of both of them together. You get beautiful gray. That's one of the good colors to shoot for. This is on the red side. Gonna get a lot of hen colors out of these guys too. This whole section right in here is pretty much your hen. Over here, I did add blue and phthalo green together. Mostly phthalo green on this side, a little bit more blue on that side. And then I took a lot of my greens up here. I had phthalo green in and down here and added yellow too. Over here, I did take some, I did ochre. I did ochre and ochre and some of the reds here. I think transparent oxide together, and came up with this ochre. And oh, this is just ochre and white. This is no, that one came from there. This is ochre and white. This is red ochre, and I said you can make it with burnt sienna and regular ochre. And then over here I had cad red to it, and over here I added alizarin to it. Get dark colors stuff. Warm colors, dark colors. And then I took pieces of each one of these guys, put them over here, added white to them. And there we go. There we go. That's it. Whew. There's your half your class. The class is over, right? Now what do you want to do? Take a break. It's 10:30. I mean, that's an hour, you know, talking and mixing. Now we got an hour and a half to paint. We should have this and we should be done. Little speed painting. And pull it up. Oh, beautiful chicken. Beautiful chicken. Come back. There we go. I'll put this up over here. I think this would be okay over here. Get it in over here easier. Yeah, it shows. All right, set up there, get these things going. All right. Let's see, I'm going to tone this with transparent oxide with oil using my big brush. Just a nice light tone to it, I think would be great. You can see this is that transparent oxide. You just see that color. That's almost perfect for some of these things. This is a printout went a little red too. I should have been looking at my monitor a little bit more when I was painting it, but mixing colors. But this is going to be a good color to bind all the colors together. White speckles. Okay. Draw it in now. Placement of that guy is pretty critical. So, finding where you want him to sit, making sure you didn't, you have enough space here to get everything in. I don't want to go any higher than that. There's a chicken right there. Great leg. You got one leg that shows through there. This right here will be that little light area right in here, that little arc of blue that goes right here around. Beautiful little spot, just like perfect. So rocks jetting out a little bit. See, he went down there and he placed every one of these rocks too. You know that he went down there. Yeah, he had them all placed out, and then this is his pet hen. And no, just kidding. But man, it's just set up so nicely. So okay, so there's your painting. We're gonna have light coming in here. This is dark. I'm gonna get this over a little bit more. This will be darker in here. And wipe out this light just a little bit cleaner. Just a little bit cleaner right in here. Make it simple for us. So it's that oxide, that transparent oxide. It's so close to what you need almost for the painting as it is. For that back end of the hen and stuff, it's really close to it. So really good. I'm going to bring this down just here more. I'm going to angle it in a little bit, give it a little energy, more energy. That water right here, this angle right here, just a little straight. Give it just a slightly angle to it. Give it a little more energy. That way, everything else will have. When you do, everything else will create more energy as you go through the painting. Even though it's a very idyllic setting and everything, just to create that stuff. There we go. There we go. I like beautiful spot. God, that's great. All right. Here we go. Darkest darks first. So alizarin crimson, we got phthalo green, alizarin crimson, those two are gonna go in these rocks down in here and start working in this cooler area. I might just really thin it out after I, put in some of these rocks here. Okay. So get those guys in value wise. And then just really thin this out. This is on the phthalo green side. Sorry. I might need this up just a little higher. Right there. Go back in. I can put this phthalo green back in here too, right behind the coming up. And you can tell it starts to, I'm keeping it very light at this point. I just want to get some tone in here of this. Really the darks, keep my darks really strong down in here. That's the, I might even take this, I'm going to take this over too and do this is phthalo green and alizarin, but it's on phthalo green. I'm going to take it into the grass too. Right behind him, or her, there's a really dark spot of grass. And that'll really help to lock her position down. And a little stronger there. I'm just going to thin it out as I go and get it in there. It'll be the midtones for all the grass. So we save some time that way. It's running the color out of my brush. Okay, I'm going to go now. This is the alizarin side of it. And I kind of always find the alizarin side just a little darker. So, if we put it into some of these rocks here, the shadow parts of these rocks should be good. Probably going to have to end up putting in just a touch more warmth into some of these shadows too, but good to get them going and stuff. I am just basically looking at shapes, not looking at anything, basic rock shapes underneath the shadow, just paint shadows and stuff. I want to bring this color, it's a little strong right here. I can, my brush thins out color, kind of like it did with the phthalo green. I'll just work it over to this side a little bit more and keep this section here more in that. And this is where I was saying, I just want to get some of this rich dark without white in it over here before I come back in. And is this same color, just a little bit of white in it, is almost a great match for what's in here ready. I'm going to take this color into the grasses too a little bit, just that way I can get a nice transition into these grasses. Get some nice, beautiful darks in here. Red darks. All right. So the painting's almost done. Use that same color since it's one of my darker, warmer reds underneath the chicken here, right in here, and the shad and the reflection too. You know, get that in here. There's that spot of blue, which would be so nice to put in there. Yes. Just a few touches. Nice transparencies going on there. Okay. This fourth now. Yeah. Start to see it. A little stronger than the green was in even in this stuff here. Okay, but I'm gonna leave it that way. Anything else? Doesn't really do. Does make as at this thin point and stuff because it's so thin. It does mix up with this transparent oxide that's in here really pretty well too. A lot of those extra colors. Drag this down just a touch. Okay. That's it. That's a block in. We're set. Everything else is oh, it's great. All right. Now we're gonna go to this, keep going my darks. The next ones are oxide red, Trent light, and phthalo green. I want to see where they play out. This is the green side. This is where I was really seeing that right here in this course, right here in the green grass and the this section here coming over. I'm gonna put a little bit of it in these grasses, cool grasses back in here, because that way when we do get to lighter stages, lighter lights, some of these greens will have some lighter greens will have something nice to bite into. Okay. Yeah, you can start to see it happening really good there. I'm gonna try, this is the red side of it. It's close to here. This one spot right in here. It's pretty close to it. Might need just a little bit of the green in it. Might have made it just a tear touch too red, but that's okay. And then a lot of things like I'm doing this, not paying attention to the water. I mean, I'm not paying attention to ripples yet. I'm just really seeing shapes, working on the shapes first. I have plenty of paint to go back and worry about the ripples. And ripples will just come out naturally anyway. You just do shape by shape as you go down, size wise, in the shapes. You know, a lot of times they just pop out of their own. And you gotta like that. Then you know you're doing it right if that happens. You know, work with just the drawings there, you know, the drawing's good. So it's just gonna work itself out a little bit. So right now, yeah, I'm just looking at these green spots. And again, this is a great way, the reason to paint wet into wet, get this painting done El Primo, because this stuff's just asking to, you know, the blending and stuff, just great for it. Look at this shape here in the water here. That is, I am in the oxide red and phthalo greens, light oxide red yet. I'm coming closer and closer. This is that angle here. Okay, rocks. If you want to put it in, you probably could find a few. You could, but it's not a heavy color yet. But there are a few of these middle, smaller rocks in here that can be get that. You might say, but a lot of that stuff will come out on its own time. All right, and we're going pretty well. I'm putting more red down here. This is that oxide red. So down in this area, the grasses here, a couple rocks here. They're kind of warmer red. I'm gonna start putting. I'm gonna put it into the breast, the chicken too, because that there is a lot of warmth of the green grass showing in here. So I'll get this going in here. I figured this was going to work too. Gonna keep it really pretty light though. It's not heavily. Chicken here, but mostly in the shadow sections. This guy. There'll be some red that goes in over it, and that should really help out a lot. All right, next colors. I'm into the phthalo green and transparent oxide. This is just a lot of the same looking color, but these are richer, very richer feeling to them. You know, find those guys really close, up closer in the water here. You know, right in here, you can just, there's just warmth that comes out of this, that transparent oxide. And it's just a little different than burnt sienna. And what I'm going to do is take that color, this is this color, put it on the front edge of all the shapes going down, these big shapes. And I'll work it into the front edge because that warmth will show through and it'll flatten this color, this shape down out a little bit. Probably it won't show up right here, but it will show up on the second part when you put in some other colors. But you knew that. I know you knew that. I'm just gonna, let me see that transparent colors come through so nicely. Really great for rocks too. So just to tone these rocks down, any rocks you, I'm just catching shapes as I go here, so that that's gonna look like a mess for a long time until I bring out the highlights. Usually I just worry about the highlights at the end, you know, finally creating the shape. Get everything close, close, closer, closer. Hopefully that's it at the end. It's back in a little darker right there. Went too light on this area back there, so darken it up a little bit. Okay. Where are we? We are into the blues already. Alizarin and blue. Get some of that green on here. That's why I'm wiping out my green out of my brush here. And go to the blues. Keep them clean. These are, again, just alizarin and blue. Really great down here at the bottom. Really starts to, you know, set the contrast of the painting. These guys are going to get a lot lighter yet up here. These guys are only going to get darker. Or, well, this is it. I mean, they don't get a whole lot lighter than this. So I'm trying to get this blue in here. You know, in these spot areas here and up there. Look like I moved this stuff down a little bit too far. Too far for that. There's that rock. It should be there. That was the blue side. This is the blue side going in over these where I put that purple shaft from the phthalo green and the purple in there. Pretty much used up as much as I made. Okay, now I'm going to go to the alizarin side, which shouldn't be hugely different. Oh, it is. Okay. Now I'm going to start to hit the shadows of the rocks here. This rock section right in here. With this color. I messed up this area a little bit, but no big deal. I'm going to bring this red purple right in here against these warmer colors. Bring it on down. Just barely touch some of that green and bring it down with this red into it. You need a little more of that blue and alizarin on the blue side. So am I hitting there? This. The bottom of the painting, you definitely want to go on the red side here. So we're going to leave it a little heavier down in here. Work it up a little bit, put it heavy down on the bottom of the painting, and then work it up a little bit, let it lighten up. Even the rocks, painted pretty much everything kind of. A lot of alizarin there. And you see, feel like now it just kind of comes here and just drops off. But that will, as soon as we hit the midtones, that will go away. The midtones will flatten everything out. This will fit really nicely in there. I'm going to go back. I need a little bit more blue spots now. I kind of ran out of it right in here. This is the heavier spots. This spot here, try to get a little bit more blue into my bottom area here, even though I was there you go. I'm gonna go with the alizarin again, that blue and alizarin on the blue side. And right up in here, you can start to see it into these areas here. You can see it definitely underneath this hens thing here, and just a little bit back in here. So start to work that in and give me a nice transition from darks to light, especially when you're going with the sky. And this is where you start to see, your ripples will start to appear, just because you're, painting shapes. You're not painting ripples yet. You're painting shapes. Really hit that. Oh, that's a good spot right here. So blue shows up in here, coming through at the bottom of this area here. So hit it really good there with the alizarin, blue and alizarin. So I went a little bit more alizarin here, so bring back the blue. That's an easy color to mix up too, so it's not a big deal. Okay. Our last darks are some of these warmer ones, warmer purples. Yeah, we got the cool purples in here, started in here. Now this is a cad red and blue. Now you're gonna want to put this basically on the rock. You got the cool section, but if you put that red in top part areas and the shadows, they are going to, as the colors start to show up here, these colors will start to glow. I said only, I thought they were just going to go on the top rocks, but every once in a while I'll see a spot here in the water. I go, kind of, that's this color. So, but on these main rocks and stuff, I was looking at it above water line, warmth. Figuring out where one rock is and then getting the rest. These guys aren't going to get a ton of love. They're just going to get probably dark and a light, and that's be about it. This color here, this is what happens when you get into an area here. It's already dark. You got the cool, but it's all cool. You start to put a warm in here, same value, and it's lighter. It becomes lighter, and it just starts to glow in this dark area. So that's where I'm getting this feeling, this ripple, right, coming in here. So just catching those spots, and then right here by this one rock. This is kind of a major rock. That whole side, dark side, right in here, is a dark, warm shadow. Same over here on this rock over here. I haven't done a ton of work on it, so it has a nice warmth to it. And you look at it in the waterfall, just a little bit at the bottom edges, just that warmth. And you're going to be in really great shape. Okay. And above here too, look at it, right in here. Starting to get that warmth coming in here. It's going to be on the back edge of these waves. And get the shadow on the back edge. A lot of times you can't tell, but only the major ones you'll see that. Set this area down a little bit. This red shows coming through here pretty nicely, so that's what I'm working it up into this area here. You guys won't be able to see any of this. This warm red is just really going to showing up really nicely right up in there. Look for a few other places. Really good there. So keep that. Maybe think about it right here. Again, where this hand hits the water, reflection right in that reflection. That rock, here's that rock right there. See, it's everything's just sooner or later it all has to be drawn out. You're gonna have to catch every rock and stuff, but as I go, I usually try not to get caught up into rocks too early, because just like I did on down here, you want to be able to move. You don't have, you just move a pile and not think about you painted one rock nicely and out of the bunch and you want to stay there, you want to keep it. Just move everything really easily, get a few more better angles here coming into the water here, some extra energy on this side. Whoops. Bring you guys in. Did bring you guys in. Did I not bring you guys in? You start to see it now better. Let me turn this a little bit. Turn my foot in here. It's supposed to be right there. All right. So you can start to see what's really going on here. A lot of purples down here, which are going to be right. This is just our darks. We have not painted any midtones yet, any white, anything with white in it. But now we are there. I'm just going to run through the same colors one more time. You're going to find more of the phthalo greens in the back here. You're going to find the reds coming up more, warming up this area. This is just phthalo green, alizarin, white. Just a little bit of white to an 8. And you're going to start getting in areas up here in the cooler areas. Lock them in nice and simple. The hard part's been done. Most of everything's been set. So basically, right against that warm edge of the grass, right here. Trying to keep that. I'm not trying to. I'm coming close to it. I'm not trying to get it. And I'm going to work that color up in a few other spots now. You always a lot of green grass here, so sometimes the more different greens you can get into it, the cooler in the cool areas and stuff. In this kind of painting, you want to be you could have a lot of different greens in here. It would be beneficial in the painting. Okay. That is the phthalo green side of it. And I got it in a lot of places where I was thinking it was going to go. It starts to break in here. Now I'm going to go, this is the alizarin side of the phthalo green with white. And I'm going to start down lower here. Start painting some of these purple rocks down in here. And let it do all the work here for me. There's just a few rocks. Just going to get there. Trying to get the body of the rock, not the shadow side. Let the shadow side just drift into these areas here. So that's a good way to do it. So I'm catching these big rocks going around here. This cluster, and then just a couple of them going up here. I'm trying to keep a lot of this transparent water stuff going on. And the thing is, you don't have to be exactly perfect with these rocks. You know, I'm just looking for triangles and rectangles, and seeing if I can leave just enough shadow on the left side of the rock, you know, to tell me everything I need to know about that rock. Big ones, little ones. That's another thing too. You know, make sure you got a few big ones, but not all the same size. And then when you're little ones, you want same thing. You want variation. But as you get going here, you know, just trying to get it to move around this way. So a lot of the, and you get those, you get a couple of those to be pretty good. You can, you know, back in here, you could don't have to do quite as much. You can just hit a few of these guys. Look for the lighter ones. Here's the big one, the one I want to get pretty decently is these or these shadow ones, the ones in the water that are you know, sticking out just slightly. And I have this dark, strong, dark shadow underneath it, like this one. You know, want to get that basic shape. You know, and you know, refine it a little bit. I'm just going to do it in purple right now. Get that one and make sure I get this one. Comes down closer to the water on that edge. Look at those two. There's water, and then there's this one over here. It just catches. Oh, that's not a. No, that's not. Well, it's barely. Just the bridge of that water rippling down over these rocks. Okay. So I got these guys. These are pretty much full color. I mean, full weight of paint. I got a lot of transparent ones back in underneath here. If you just pick out the bigger ones, you'll be all right. They're going to go a little more red. I had a lot of alizarin in here, so these guys are going to go a little bit more red automatically when I'm picking up with this paint. So it's really a lot of the forethinking as you go. What's going to happen? You know, getting that paint in here. And then I'll probably end up still going back in and getting a little more blue into these shadow areas. But I'm trying to keep as much as I got going here. Not gonna. That's good. That's good. Good enough for that. Let me see what it does up here. Thing about this color, these two colors, it's funny, the red, when you add the red over the blue, or the phthalo green, it really kind of starts to pop. I mean, it starts to, that alizarin just starts to come forward really quickly. And even though these guys are the same value, you can really just see the warmth in that color. Even being alizarin brings it forward really quickly. Okay. All right. You know, you can start to see it. See, this is where it gets just very chaotic. Going to be chaotic. But that's what, you know, it will just start to simplify as we go here. Next colors. These are more phthalo green and oxide red with white. This is on the green side. I'm not sure how much that's going to play here, but you can see it. Just a few spots, a little bit of in the water on the edge here. I had a lot of transparencies already doing that, so I just almost overkill. Maybe I'm going to put it up here on the edge of the grass going into the water a little bit. And then look at it over here a little bit. How are we doing in time? We got about 45 minutes to finish this thing. All right, let me get this water done in a few minutes, and then we'll get on to the chicken. The chicken's halfway done. Right? Your chicken's halfway done, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. The next colors are they're going to really start to make this work. Oxide red, transparent oxide red and green, phthalo green with white in it. Now you're going to be able to come back and hit a few of these spots on these rocks, these purple rocks, the light edge, this color. It will be a few rocks on its own, but just to break up that mass of purple, just a little bit of warmth. And even when I'm painting these rocks and stuff, I can't paint every rock. You know, you don't want to give all the rocks the same love. Make sure you only give a few of them going in that are going to drag you through the painting. So that's also where I'm going to put the warmth that is really needed. Like this guy here, this kind of a cute little rock right here in that water thing right there. That guy, and a little bit of these guys on the water here. Just see the warmth in there. And that's the beautiful thing about this color is it's has a nice subtlety to it and warmth. And it still works really well with the other colors we put in here. Okay. Starting to get almost too a little dabby with my brush here. Okay. But this color here, definitely when you get up here, when you get to the main rocks in the drier rocks, and you start getting the body of the rock. It'd be nice for it. And get this one. I want to get this one right here by the hen, pointing up. A little pyramid rock right there.
And then you see how I touch them. I'm just kind of like putting it in and going right over it. I'm not doing a lot of mixing because if you do mix, you're just going to get mud. Right?
Mhm.
And pretty much everything else on these rocks going to be a little almost highlights, going to be a little more adjustments. But that's just, I'll hit a few of these for us at the end. All right. That's that warm. Let me see where else that goes. That's sure fits in here. Okay, as I go stroke wise in the water and stuff, now my strokes are, as you see, they're very vertical, or not horizontal strokes, even that they're patching down here. They're all going like this, right, or crossed, and that's what really ends up making the water at the end. Let me see. I'm going to just got to follow my color patches. These are some greens that are definitely going to be in the grass. These are the oxide red, transparent oxide red and phthalo green side. Definitely going to finding them in the shade areas. And you start to get some warmth out of that green. Right now, pretty much everything is pretty cool. This is still on the cool side, so it's not going to jump out, but and this is the oxide red side. This is the green side. This is a lot lighter. Hello. Put this right. Start to get this down here at the edge of this water here. This is oxide red, phthalo green, with just a little bit of white in it. You can find it right down in here, right on the edge of against the purple almost. You almost make a line, and then every once in a while you're going to get one that passes through the line that pulls the water down. Okay, this color here. Okay. Doesn't go too much more there because I don't need to go any farther. I'm going to look at a little bit more green maybe into the chicken back side here. And all those darks sometimes your midtones start to come in here. All right, let me finish up. The good stuff's going to start coming in right now. Now we're going to get to the cooler alizarin blues and alizarins. Let me see what this does. I have this plan, figuring out it was going to go right behind this head of this chicken. So I'm just going to touch my brush to a little bit of oil before I do this. I'm going to grab my paint just to thin it out a little bit. And I'm going to go pretty much to its head, side of its head, and drag it up here. Straight down shots. And let the light start to come through. Okay. Good start for the midtones. Okay. Find it in here underneath that arc here a little bit. Back in, just back in here. Okay. All right. Just now I'm going to get this to come over this arc line here. Comes in from here. I'm going to drag my brush, start it off, then slowly drag it over and create this arc. That purple, this is oxide. That was the alizarin and blue mix. Just a little bit of white. And start creating that arc. It also goes down. I'm out of paint here on that one. Didn't expect this color really to do as much as it's doing, so I didn't mix up a ton of it. I'm basically layering it underneath that where I'm going to put this other blue, sky blue in here. So this is going to come down into the rocks. Again, the strokes straight down, just lifting the brush around things, but not, they have to be pretty much straight down shots. Okay. Clean brush, clean paint. You barely dip your brush in oil. Grab your paint now. Make sure you still have some of that paint. This is, again, what I want to do is just drag this corner here, drag it across and do this right above the rocks. And when I pull it down, you'll start to mix. I'll twist my brush and then just really release it right about at the end of the painting and let it do all the work. I got a few other places it comes down. Yeah, see, it gets too messy. You got to repeat this whole thing. Clean paint coming down. This is not even the real color yet. This is just like too dark anyway. But okay. And then in here, right in between these big rocks here, if I can start with an edge of the brush in between the rocks, bring it down and just smoosh it a little bit, bring it down, smoosh it again over there. And this is where you got to live with it. You could play with this and play with it. All you're going to do is create mud. So every time you do this, you just got to go on. Just move on. Don't worry about it. It's not a super spot. And a lot of this stuff will show up better anyway at the end. So. Okay. All right. Basically, I'll just keep going, and then it's going to go through. Got a bunch of more alizarin mixes in here. These guys are a little more rich, alizarin and blue, coming back in here. Probably more in the sunnier area here. You're going to find a lot of just dabs around the corners. Try not to eat up a lot of this this dark blue shadow areas and stuff, because as soon as you lose those, you kind of lose the painting. So it's all just small little spots. And go on. Don't labor over all of them. I say that, but then I'll do something else. So you know that. So I'll say one thing and I'll do something else. I'm trying to think of what's going to happen ahead of time. You never know.
Mhm.
It's fun.
That's a fun painting.
Yeah. Weird. Okay. Well, that's about it. Let me put in let's put in start putting in the chicken. I'd like to get the chicken in, because the chicken will set up the brightness in the water and everything else. I'm going to switch off to a bristle brush for that. It doesn't have to be a big one either. And go back in here. So these are the phthalo greens and cad red mix. And looking at the wing here, trying to get it in. Basically, it's a nice solid shape, solid color. So it's like, let's get these things, especially on the back edge, in here. You got a lot of that phthalo green in here already, and reds in here. So this could go a little richer yet, but just soften it right into that line of the water, his neck. Making sure you got these really dark areas set up. Get this back leg to come out a little bit. I kind of lost his leg back in here. What's going to happen going around in here? A little wider, no big deal. Okay. Other colors. This is on the red side. As you can see, really starts to get rich. Probably even could go redder. More red in that. And the cad red and phthalo green. Might take that into his face too. Yeah. Her face. Sorry, her face. Okay. It's a warm red. It's going to be changed, but sometimes it's just getting those placement colors in there. I'm going to have to erase out. Missed this back edge here. I kind of Got some green that came in here. Take that out of here. Get this done, it's a lot bigger. Oh, bigger. There we go. Okay. Back. Get this spot going around a little bit. Now this is the cad red, cobalt blue hue color. Bringing that back in on the back dark red side. Right here in its neck. Right here where its head, neck, and head connect. I'm gonna put a nice, keep it really dark there. So that's on the red, blue-red side. So it's almost the same colors we use on these rocks down in here. You know, these guys kind of feel like they've changed a little bit. Okay. So I'm also just working that in just a couple of these places where you see little crevices. It's that warmth or that dark red kind of the backside here, just a few spots. It'll help also in the back leg here, getting it in there, and it will help separate that wing out here, that color. A little bit. There we go. Put it right in its face. I'm going to dig out that face, but we'll see about how much. Okay. Now we made up that tone value, basically color for its back. That was just ochre, red ochre, or gold ochre with just a little bit of white in it. You know, and I'm going to look for the big strokes. That's right here and here, and right back in here and here, and coming around the outsides. And just, you know, just a touch of oil. Grab that paint. Get that one spot. Get the main one first. I think this one here's mains first. Bring it in here. One comes in from that side. Then there's everything else is smaller compared to it. Top of the wing. Okay. Touch of oil again. Touch, barely touch any oil. And I get clean color again. And I can get just a few of these little feathers that are on the back edge here. Just touch them in. Start to create the light. Be dragging down a lot. Get some rubbing into that color. I'm going to rub it in here too, into the, trying to get a little bit of color underneath those feathers. So when I do the same thing I just did there in the light version, it'll pop out. This is that dark red. This is the same color, just a little bit of alizarin into it. I'm putting that on the back edge. Here, find it probably a few other spots in the neck. Now this is the warm side where I add cat red to it. Go back in and get closer to the light. Everything just keeps going around and around and starts to build up. A little bit lighter yet color. I add just a little more yellow to this color. It's a little bit too pale. Looking for this big mark here on its back. Same thing, just a touch of oil on my brush. Grab the paint. Let's see how that works. Right here, just push it in, flick it. Close, close, close. Right behind its head too, you get that really brighter yellow white, so might add just a little more white to my color. Get that in there a little bit brighter, maybe even these guys. Just the tip of that. Wing. Okay, now we just got to come back here and just press down and push. Okay, I'm going to go a little more pinkier color for that back edge of its tail, or the big part of it back in here. Just the same thing. Just you got to put a little bit of oil on your brush. You get the things to mix right. Then I'm just going to do the outside edge. Whatever I've left. Okay, getting there really quickly. Yeah, I think I could probably just go right to the same thing. I'm going to go with that gray I made up. Just a little oil. And just do this lighter edge, shadow edge. Of that. Probably going to take and turn these just a little bit more that way. Okay. Now, let's see. I think I might have to lighten up my color one spot here. I just kind of think I don't need quite all those colors. I think I can get away with this last one. It just needs to be a little higher key just for that one spot. Again, I'm going to clean up my brush a little bit, make sure I got color out of it. Okay. Then dip it in oil, just barely get it. Grab the color I want it to be. I just want to do this one stroke right here. It defines that whole everything right in here. So that's what I'm looking for. Really start off thin, open my brush up, but try to keep one line, and then see how it goes. Okay. Same thing, grab more paint, clean. And I can just straighten this out into a few things. Maybe get the top edge here light. There, okay. That's about it there. This brush is just a little bit too big for his doing his face, but I'm gonna put in the blue around his head now. And then it'll take it to a different level right off the bat, and then it'll just show you how to finish it off. Again, these strokes are going to come across vertically or horizontally. Sorry, horizontally. I'm going to start off. This is the blue, white, just a little phthalo green in it, but it's still on the blue side. Same thing. Oil on my brush. Grab your paint. I'm gonna start off behind his head here, right next to his head. Pull this out, and then when I get to the edge, I'm just gonna flip my brush off. Grab some more paint and just go backwards. I'll just start to twist my brush as I go into here. I'm gonna twist my brush off. So I only have good clean paint, that color right here. Let's I can do the rest underneath here. A little dirtier paint. Okay. Again, the same thing. A little oil on my brush. Grab the paint. I want a good spot. Paint right here, right where his reflection is going to be. Going to match up pretty much right there. So I get that paint in there. I'll flip it over and get the second spot, third spot. Okay. Everything else can start to, you know, wax a little bit. Don't have to have perfect paint for these other areas. Just a few spots you need perfect paint for. It's like right in here. Okay, same thing. Then I'm going to go to the, push it to the right spot after that. Might be just a hair too bright right here. Again, this is what I was talking about earlier about my brush. Starting it off thin, opening it up to get thick, and then closing it back down. Whenever you do, look for that on these waves back in here when you get back into here. You know, start off thin, open your brush up, close back down. It's changed over to some alizarin side of it. Blue alizarin back in here. And that's it. Always just leaving, when I do these guys, just leaving a little bit of a line in between my strokes. And that does pretty much does all the ripples. Just by not taking your time and putting in your paint. Sections. One last thing, I'm gonna put in the real paint. Now this is that aqua color, the phthalo green in the version of it. That's only gonna go in this little area too. There's not a whole lot of area, but it's really a topping color. So the same thing, definitely just a little oil before you grab your fresh paint. We'll put it in, I want to put it in pretty tight. This guy, that doesn't really show. Okay. right into here. Top of some of that cool blue. Work it back in just now as it's grabbing little dirt and stuff. It's still going to be much more powerful than a lot of these other colors. So, but as it dirties up, you know, it'll find its way into this edge here. Sometimes it's against the stroke. Just as powerful. Okay. Oh, one spot I forgot. Jeez. I forgot to put in this light. What do I use my paint for? Phthalo green lizard. Phthalo green. And put that back in. Cad red. Yeah. A lot of kicks some cad orange into it too. And at least we'll have the water done. The chicken's pretty much done. Basically, I just gotta go in here and I'll be doing, you know, eyeballs and stuff like that. You know, little chicken parts, things like that. And then same in the water, as long as they line up, mirror images. That's what you want. And it'll work. Here, let me see if I got that red. More cat orange and that color. Okay. Good colors though.
Mhm.
All right. Then we'll look at yours. We'll see what you got. One second here. Let me put this water in. Start off skinny in between these things. Open my brush up. Leave it. Big strokes. Same over here, same thing. And we'll see where I left everything open for these strokes. See, I knew that takes so long to do. Not just back up on a few spots and definitely in here. In between these ripples here, there's a couple little spots of red. Start to be it. Look for a couple reds coming down. This rock, there's a rock right here. If you put just a touch of red on top of it, it'll help you bring it down. And just like that, you paint the rest in a bristle movement like this, scratch them in like this. You know, downward strokes. You'll get that effect at the end. It won't show up right now, but the effect will be a water effect, bristly water effect. You keep going like this, same kind of stroke, just downward. And you'll get it. You'll create texture and things, it'll be beautiful. You know, a lot of light rocks have to come in here yet. You know, bird things, and I didn't finish that light off, did I? Just a little bit, big strokes, just turn your brush. Grass is the same way. I'll finish it off and we'll send it to you. But here you go, Taylor.
Thanks.
You can start to see where it's starting to come along.
Mhm.
Like I said, all the purples down in here, the warms over here. They're not quite as bright as they are on the screen though. That's where we are. Okay. It's going to finish off. It's going to be a pretty simple finish. So let's see what you did. Oh, look at, see, you were just as fast as me. This is crazy. How'd you get to be so fast?
No.
That's crazy. Really great. Yeah, you're right there. Congrats. Yeah. Build up the blues a little bit, stronger yet. You got good spots. You hit the spots. Your drawing's fabulous already. The chicken, definitely. Yeah, you got to get the weight on them a little bit more in the whites and stuff. But you're close. And your greens look good already. You got good colors. Your colors are even though it's a little dark because of not much light on it. I can tell you got some cools in the right. You got your cools in the right spot. There you go. You can see the greens and the purples. You got them in the right spots. You should have a lot of confidence going forward with this one and finishing it off. I think you're in a really super space. When you get those blues, the bright ones, the reflective ones, make sure you got a good clean brush and you got a lot of paint.
Okay.
Just a touch of oil, grab paint. And now just 2 strokes, repeat. That's all you have to do. And you finish it off really quickly. Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Good colors. I like this one. I thought I'd really liked what was going to happen on this one. Thanks. Because the picture I thought was fabulous. So I think to finish it off and stuff shouldn't be too hard for you. But I'll finish it off today and then post it, and then we're going to make a lot of people jealous that they didn't paint it with us or miss the class. But that's okay. That's the way things go. So again, thanks for joining me on this one. And we'll see you later. See you next week.
See you next week. Enjoy your trip.
All right. You too. Or we'll see you. Bye.
Bye.